Let me give you a warm welcome, you my students who ever struggle with tenses. You can speak, you have some vocabularies, but when it comes to tenses, you make many mistakes. So this lesson is going to eliminate those mistakes that you've been making, asking yourself if I'm going to speak this action that took place yesterday, how I'm going to speak it. So every action that happens in our life, you're going to know exactly how to speak it, and also when exactly is that time this action is taking place. So ku muntu wese wifuza kuba yamenya ururimi rw'icyongereza akamenya gukoresha tense, ushobora kuba ugerageza kuvuga ururimi rw'icyongereza but it's hard for you. You try to speak this action and when it happened, but it's so hard to speak it. Or if it will happen in the future, you don't know how you will be able to make that sentence. But in this lesson, I'm about to tell you that those things that were hard for you after this lesson, they will be easy. They will be easy. So make sure you follow through so that you learn actually how to create a good sentences and also with light and correct tense. So ku bantu rero bari intermediate cyangwa se bari upper intermediate bagerageza kuba bagerageza kuvuga ururimi rw'icyongereza, nagira mbabwira yuko mw'iri somo ngiye kubafasha kugira ngo ubashe kuryumva neza mu rurimi rw'icyongereza. Ibihe bifasha kumenya igihe igikorwa cyabereye cyangwa niba cyarabaye cyangwa kiri kuba ubu cyangwa se kizaba. Ikindi rero mu kumenya igihe mu cyongereza nibyo bintu by'ingenzi cyane kugira ngo bavuge icyongereza neza nk'umuntu wakivukiyemo ndetse utinyuka, kuko iyo utazi igihe niho uzasanga utegwa ugasanga ubivuze nabi, ugasanga nta nubwo bumvise message washakaga kuba. But when you know actually when the action is going to be taking place and you put there the light tense within that action that is going to take place, people they will be able to understand your message. For example, uramutse ugiye nko kubwira abantu uti ejo nzaza kubasura, then you say ntaje kubasura ejo, will that sound well? Ntabwo bizavuga neza basumva ko igikorwa cyarangiye, but the action is supposed to be taking place tomorrow, ariko igikorwa cyagombaga kuzaba ejo. So rero mu cyongereza tugiye kwiga ibihe bibamo byose n'ibihe bigera kuri 12 bitandukanye, ariko ibyo bihe 12 bikaba bigabanyijemo ibihe by'ingenzi cyane bitatu, ari byo past, present and future. So ibyo bihe rero ni nabyo bigiye bigabanyijemo utundi duce tune ari twongeye kubereka ibyo bihe biba bikoreshwa ryari, ese ni gute bikoreshwa, how will you be able to know that this action took place in this time, and how I'm going to speak this action. Ni gute ngiye kuvuga iki gikorwa n'iryari igikorwa cyabereye, so that this will be very easy for you. So let's go on. Here we have times that happens in the past. This is past. Past has past simple, we have past continuous, and we have past perfect, and also we have past perfect continuous. Mu gice cy'ingenzi cyane that we have in the past, it's a past. Nicyo gice cy'ingenzi, past. Noneho igice cy'ingenzi kigabanyijemo uduce tune, harimo agace ka past simple. Past simple is action actually that took place in the past, nyine kikaba cyarangiye, tukagira past continuous, past perfect na past perfect continuous. Turaza kugenda tubyigaho neza, reka ndike kubisobanura ahangaha, turagenda dusobanukirwa igikorwa kimwe ku kindi, isn't it? Let's do this and I will be happy to see you really understanding these tenses, so that anytime you're about to speak an action that took place in one of these tenses, you'll be able to know, okay, this is the right way to speak it. Tukagira present. In the present we have present simple, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. I want you to understand them and remember them. So also in the future we have a future simple, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. We have 12 tenses. 12 tenses. Icyingenzi ni uko nshaka ko unyumva. I want you to pay attention and know when is that tense and actually how it is used. Ugomba kubanza kumenya actually iki gihe kiba ari ryari, noneho ukaza kurwana nyuma no kumenya okay gikoreshwa gute. That's the best thing I want you to put in mind. Kigihe gikoreshwa ryari, gikoreshwa gute, sibyo? Ubyumve neza cyane, nicyo kintu nshaka kubanza kumenya. Reka tubyinjiremo no tugenda dusobanura buri gihe kimwe ku kindi. So let's start with past simple. Past simple ibi nibikoreshwa for actions that happened in the past. They were completed in the past. Ibikorwa byarangiye mu gihe cyashize nyine byarabaye birarangira. Ibyo bikorwa nibyo bikoreshwa muri past simple. Iyo tugiye kubikoresha dufata formula ni subject plus verb. Subject nazibabwiye ni I, you, he, she, it, and we and they. For those who are intermediates and upper intermediates, I know you understand this really well. So we have those subjects, which is I, you, he, she, it, and we and they, and also they. Then we check that subject plus verb, which is in the past form. So, and I've given you a list of different verbs and also their past, and actually their past participle. That will help you to be able to know which verb am I going to conjugate here, and also which verb I will put here as the past of this. Okay, that's how we go. As an example, we have here I worked yesterday. If you can see it well, we have here a subject which is I. Then I have here a verb which is to work. So this verb to work, it's past, it is worked. Worked. Then I'm talking about that I am talking about what I did yesterday. I'm saying I worked yesterday. Then this means we worked yesterday. I'm trying to show what was done yesterday. Okay, this is it. So when we're about to say in negative form, speak a sentence which is a negative form, we have a subject, then we add there did not. For every verb that you're going to say in a negative form, you have to start there with did not. Subject plus did not plus base verb. For example, I can say I didn't work yesterday. Now I'm saying that I didn't work. I'm not affirmating that I had something that was done yesterday. I'm saying I did not work. So this is actually how it is done. It's a subject plus did not, then plus a base verb of the main verb. Are you getting it? If you are getting it, please let me know. And if you have any question, please reach out to me and let me know that you didn't understand this really well so that I can help. Here we have also a question. How do we ask a question in a past? When you're about to ask a question, you use did also. Use did plus subject plus base verb. Actually of the main verb. Okay, for example, here we can say, did you work yesterday? Because the main verb is work. And also here, if you remember when we were making a negative sentence, we use this did not, but with a various verb which is work. So here also I'm saying, did you work yesterday? Did you work yesterday? Did you work yesterday? So now you can see when I'm asking a question, I have this did plus subject plus base verb. Whenever you're going to ask any question in the past, use this did plus verb to determine any action that happened in the past. Buli gihe ugiye kubaza muri past nuko nkuko bigenda. Dufite negative form, dufite subject, tugateranyaho ijambo did not buri gihe, tugashyiraho base verb of the main verb which is work in this example. Tugashyiraho main verb ariyo work ku rugero ahangaha dufite. So that's the way we do it in past simple. Ubwo nibwo buryo tubigenza muri past simple. Iki ni igikorwa icyo ari cyo cyose cyabaye mu gihe cyatambutse. Any action that was completed put in past simple. So let's go to the second tense. Second tense, it is past continuous. Past continuous, it is used for actions happening over time in the past. If there is action that took place in the past but took a long time just to get ended or to be finished, we will use this past continuous to show that action. For example, I can say, I was leading when you called. This me, you called me. This action of reading didn't take place only once and get finished. No, I started leading before you called me, and I was also leading still when you called me. So igikorwa hano cyatangiye mu gihe cyatambutse, noneho ahangaha nari ndi gusoma kugeza igihe wahamagariye wasanze n'ubundi nari gusoma. This means that this action took place for a long time. bisobanuye ko igikorwa cyafashe igihe kirekire kugira ngo kirangire. So that's a past continuous. Igikorwa cyose cyabaye mu gihe cyatambutse ariko kigatwara igihe, iki gikorwa nicyo gikorwa cyiza muri past continuous. Iki gikorwa kiba ari past continuous. Okay, noneho reka turebe uburyo duhakana muri iki gikorwa. So our main verb here is to lead. Can you see it? Lead. So when we are not agreeing to that action, when we're saying this action didn't happen, we say we use the subject plus was or well plus note plus verb with ing form. So for here, as a formula, when it is past continuous, we use subject, then we conjugate verb to be, because when you conjugate verb to be, we have I was, you were, it was, she was, he was, then we have there we were, and they were. That's how we conjugate it. Then we conjugate that verb, then we add their main verb with ing form. Iyo turi gukonjuga verb muri past tense, muri past continuous tuyikonjiga dukoresheje verb to be. Muri continuous tukonjiga dukoresheje verb to be. If you can see it well, urabona yuko ahangaha twakonjeje verb to be muri past, aho dufite subject tugateranyaho was cyangwa well, ubundi tugateranyaho verb iriho ing. Ubwo verb ni main verb. For example, if it's a verb, it's a lead, we will add their ing. We'll say leading. Can you see it? Wabonye ko twongeyeho leading? Okay. Wabonye ko twongeyeho ing bikaba leading. Niyo mpamvu ahangaha ninjya kubaza noneho muri ninjya kuhakana nzakoresha subject plus was cyangwa well, that I'm conjugating a verb to be, then ngateranyaho not plus verb iriho ing. This means it is I was not leading. I was not leading. Here I say I was leading, but here I will add there not. Between was and leading, I will add there not. I was not leading, or you were not leading. Urabizi ko muri verb to be iyo turi kuyikonjuga dufata you, he, she, or it, tukagenda dukonjuga na verb to be for I ndetse na he na she na it dukoresha was, naho mu gihe kuri you, we na they dukoresha well. So nuko biba bimeze, then we say I was not leading. For example, I can say you were not leading. That's an example. So for a question, when you are asking in a past continuous, ni igikorwa cyabaye mu gihe cyashize ariko kikaba cyarakomeje, kikaba cyaramaze umwanya. Urugero nkavuga ngo nari ndi gukina ubwo wadusuraga. I was playing when you visited us. Igihe wadusuraga nari ndi gukina. That is a past continuous. No, question is was cyangwa well bitewe na subject ugiye gushyira aha. Was mu gihe subject ari I cyangwa ari he cyangwa she cyangwa it. Mu gihe ari you, we na they dukoresha well. So tukavuga ngo urugero then ugatinya subject unyuza verb iriho ing. Tukavuga ngo were you leading? Wari uri gusoma? Yes, I was leading when you called. Yego nari ndi gusoma igihe wahamagaraga. Did you get it? Okay, good. So nuko rero past continuous ikoreshwa. Tukagira iyo twita past perfect. Past perfect yoyo ikoreshwa. So past perfect is used for an action that happened before another past action. Igihe mu gihe cyashize hari igikorwa cyabaye mbere y'ikindi gikorwa, iki gikorwa cyabaye mbere nicyo gitondagurwa muri iyi tense ya past perfect. Igihe hari igikorwa cyabaye mbere y'ikindi, you understand, cyarabaye kirarangira haza ikindi gikorwa nyuma. Ninjya kuvuga icyo gikorwa cyabaye mbere y'ikindi gikorwa n'ubundi cyabaye mu gihe cyashize kandi byose byararangiye, that action will come in past perfect. For example, let me say here how we do it. We take a subject, we add a verb to have, which is in the past. We say I had, for example, you had, we had, they had, she had, it had. Then we add their past participle. Past participle niyo twise visly, verbsly. So you have to understand this. Nureba kuri list nabahaye zama verb ulaza kusanga ko hali ho past participle these verbs. That verbs is just uncut. So whenever you are trying to conjugate a verb in any past perfect, in any perfect, for example, let's say here in past perfect, you will use this participle, past participle of a verb. So then that's why we take this one and also apply it here. For example, I can say I had finished it. This is a verb to finish, then its past participle is finished. Then I can say I had finished before you arrived. Nali narangiza mbere yuko ugira ute uhagera. That's way you understand, and that's where you understand that the action of to finish, of finishing, was done before you arrived, before this person that I'm telling was arrived. You understand? Or you can see it. So, before this person arrived, there is action that happened, which is to finish. Okay, for formula is this one: subject plus had plus past participle. Just do this. Just do this. I hope you understand this time. Nditegereza ko wumva iki gihe ni igikorwa cyo cyose cyabaye mu gihe cyatambutse mbere yuko ikindi gikorwa kiba. For example, niba wenda urugero navuga ngo nari okay, natetse mbere yuko okay, natetse mbere yuko tujya gukina. I cooked before we went to pray. So all of these actions have to be in the past, but the first action I will put it in the past perfect so that they understand. For somebody that I'm telling will understand that the first action that I mentioned was done before the other action. I hope this is understandable. This is understandable. Okay, when it comes to negative, when we are saying that it's not, igihe turi guhakana niho tuzakoresha subject tugateranyaho had not, ubundi tugateranyaho verb iri muki muri tugateranyaho verb iri muri past participle. Urabona turavuze ngo I had not finished it. For example, I had not finished it because it's in a past perfect. Instead yo kuva twavuga main verb here dushyiraho past participle ya verb. I had not finished it. That is in the past perfect. Mu gihe cyatambutse ariko igikorwa kikaba cyarabaye mbere y'ikindi gikorwa. Icyo gikorwa cyabanje nicyo dushyira muri past perfect, while another action will be in a past simple. I hope you understand this one. Okay, for example, here you can say when we are asking a question, had plus subject plus past participle. For example, I can ask, had you finished it before we arrived? Warasoje mbere yuko tuhagera cyangwa se had you finished? This means that this person finished the one thing that he was doing before we reached there. Icyo yari gukora yaragishoje mbere yuko tugera hariya. Then turi kumubaza had you finished? So no gushobora kubaza mu gihe cya past perfect. So ikintu nifuza ko ubanza kumenya no kumenya iki gihe kiba ari ryari mbere yuko ujya kubloka ama subject, formulas. First understand when this time is. Igihe ni ryari. Okay, let's go to past perfect continuous. No past perfect continuous no byumva neza ni igihe cya gikorwa cyabaye mbere cyakomeje cya gikorwa cyo muri past perfect cyakomeje kikamara umwanya mbere yuko ikindi gikorwa kiba cyarabaye ariko kiba mu mwanya mbere yuko cya gikorwa kindi cyaba hashize kizaba. So this one is used to show the relation of an activity before something else in the past. Mbere y'ikindi kintu cyaba cyarabaye mu gihe cyahise, mbere ya event, mbere y'igikorwa runaka, mbere ya moment runaka, igikorwa cyabaye mu gihe cyashize ukagaragaza igikorwa cyabaye nyine cyatwaye igihe kingana iki. Byatwaye igihe kingana. For example, I can say I have been dancing for 2 hours. Nabanje kubyina amasaha agera muri 2 mbere yo kurya. That's it. Let's example. Here we have an example. I had been studying for 2 hours before the dinner. Yerekana igikorwa cyatwaye igihe kingana iki mbere yuko ikindi gikorwa kiba, mbere yuko hari ikindi kintu kiba, mbere y'ikindi kintu runaka. Hano mvuga ngo tukoresha subject plus had been plus verb with ing form. Tukiranyaho verb ifite ing. Nizere ko hano byumva neza. Let me hope that you understand this really well. So when we go to negative form, we will have a subject plus had not been. So just being had been, it will be had not been. Had not been plus verb with ing form. Here we swear with ing, that's why we say I had not been studying. I had not been studying. Ntabwo nari ndi kwiga mbere ya dinner. This means there was a time that took that's that was taken before going to the dinner. So igihe cyafashwe mbere ko tujya kuri dinner nicyo gihe tuza gutondagura cyangwa se whatever action that had been done in that time, icyo gikorwa nicyo turi buze kuvuga icyo gikorwa mu gihe cyabaye kigakomeza. So nizere ko ahangaha uri kubyumva neza cyane. Mu gihe ufite ikibazo, please feel free to reach out to me, feel free to ask in the group, because it's the most important lesson you can learn. This is the heart of English. Niwo mutima w'icyongereza, niryo somo ugomba kuba wamenya neza cyane mu cyongereza. Niba utari muri groupe twigiramo ukaba ushaka kubaza ikibazo cyangwa ukaba utabyumvise neza, please reach out to us. Twandikire kuri 0789809098 winjira muri groupe twigiramo, ubundi nawe utangire kwiga. Ni kwishyura amafaranga 10 gusa, wishyura rimwe gusa, kwinjira muri groupe ukajya wigana natwe umunsi ku munsi ugasobanukirwa n'ibi byose. Then you ask questions, we reply to those questions, then we give you a good feedback, and also we go live every day just to practice English. And from there you will be able even to speak with a confidence, because you get the opportunity to find other people who are really confident, who can help you speak well English. So let's continue with another tense. Another tense that I want to show you, it's a tense that we call present simple. So this present simple, it is used for habits, facts, or routines. If it's something that you are usually doing every time, it's become like a habit, this will be spoken using present simple. But if the thing that you're saying is a fact, it's something that is known and you cannot change it, it's there, everybody knows it. It's that's a fact, and it is used as in present simple. And also when there's something that you usually do every day, many times, repeating actions that you do, that is routine. And also it is being spoken when we use this present simple. Igikorwa nicyo kikavugwa dukoresheje present simple. For example, present simple ni igikorwa uzakora ni ibintu byabaye nk'umuco, nijya kuvuga ibintu byabaye nk'umuco, ubu kuvuga igikorwa nyine wagize nk'umuco kiba kiri muri present simple. Wajya kuvuga ibintu binga fact, ibintu bizwi nyine umuntu wese azi nawe wabihakanya, ibyo bikaza muri present simple. Ndetse n'ibintu ukunze gukora, ibintu byabaye nka routine, ibintu nyine ukora buri munsi ukongera ukabikoresha ibintu byisubiramo, those are routines, nabyo wabikoresha muri present simple. So mu kubitondagura rero, present simple is very easy to conjugate because you take a subject plus base verb and that's it. Except when we are on he, she, or it, where we add s on all verbs, except the verbs that are ending with double s, ch, sh, and also those verbs that are ending with o. Those verbs, they are verbs where we add es. But on other verbs that are ending with y, when before that consonant y there is no vowel, we remove that y and we add there ies. So that's how it is done. But for different verbs, actually all of them, they have s when it is only he, she, or it, except those exceptions. Except those I gave you with exceptions. Okay, let's continue with actually how do we say sentences in negative form in the present simple. You have seen that here we have I work as an example every day. So this is work. It's a base form of verb to work. Play, it's a base form of verb to play, but we add a s because it's on a she. She plays a guitar. But if it was ending with y, but here before y there was a vowel sound or vowel, here we would remove this y and we add there ies. But here, because this she is going with this verb which is play, and before this y there is no vowel, it will still be s. Okay, that's how we do it. So for negative form, we have a subject plus do or does, depending on which subject you have, if it's a subject which is not she or he or it, we will use do, but if it's she, he, or it, we use does. Here, that's why I say, for example, then we add their notes and the base verb. As an example, I can say, I don't work. You can see this is a subject, this is a do, this is a not work, which is a base verb. I don't work. Or I can say, he doesn't play. This is a subject, then does, which is here on he, she, or it, which is does. Then we add a notes, pray. So does not or do not, they can be don't or doesn't. So that's how it is. So when it comes to a question, when I'm asking a question, you always have do or does. For example, I can say, do you work? Do you work? Or does he or she or it work? That's how we ask the questions. You use do others plus subject plus bears verb. Then as an example, you can see it here. Do you work? That's an example. Okay, now let's continue with present continuous. Present continuous nayo ni yindi tense ikoreshwa mu gihe turi kugaragaza igikorwa kiri kuba ubungubu. Happening now, temporary situation. Igikorwa kiri kuba, but it's not going to take a long time. It's an action that is going to take place right now, and it's gonna be ending in a short time to come. No mu gihe gito kigiye kuza igikorwa kiraza kuba genda cyarangira. It's not action that is going to happen for a long time. This action that is going to happen, that is happening now, but it's not going to take a long time. Ni igikorwa kiri kubaho aka kanya ariko kitari ikizabaho by'iteka ryose. Ni igikorwa kiri kubaho aka kanya. So that action is being said as present continuous. For example, I'm learning English now. Ndi kwiga icyongereza ubu ngubu. Igikorwa kiri kubaho kitarangira ariko kikaba kiri kuba aka kanya. That action, it is present continuous. Dufata subject tugatonagura verb to be. As you know, verb to be, when you are conjugated, we say I am, you are, he is, it is, she is, we are, they are. So we conjugate verb to be, then we add a verb which is the main verb. Then on that main verb we add ing. We add their ing. Then we can say, I'm learning English now. Yeah, that's an example. So for the negative form, we can say a subject plus verb to be. It's like a verb to be there. You conjugate a verb to be, then plus not, plus verb with ing form. For example, here when you are conjugating this verb in negative form, for example, this verb of for example is not, you can make it we can make these contractions, then you add the apostrophe. You can say isn't or aren't. That's how we ask. That's how we say no in just a negative form. She isn't working. Okay, good. So this is actually how we say it. You can conjugate verb I am not, or she is not, is not, and then you add a verb with ing, learning, or they are not learning, they are not working. That's how you can say the sentence in a negative form. For a question, you start with this verb to be. I'm going to say am, is, are, then you add your subject. For example, you can say, are you studying? Am I calling you? Ndikuguhamagara? Uri kwiga? That action that is being taken, that is being done. Igikorwa kirimo kirakorwa ku kanya ariko gishobora kuza kumara igihe. You understand this? Ariko kitari igihoraho paka. Nuko nguko gitondagurwa. Niko icyo gihe gitondagurwamo. Tukagira ikindi gihe nshaka kubigisha twita present perfect. Present perfect nacyo ngurize kubona perfect yabanje muri past. Iyi present perfect ni igikorwa noneho cyabaye mbere y'igikorwa kirindi kiri kuba aka kanya. Mbere y'igikorwa cyabaye cyangwa se ibikorwa byabaye mu gihe cyashize ariko bifitanye isano n'ubu. Urugero ni ibintu byabaye mu gihe cyashize cyatambutse byatumye ubu ngubu wenda uri uri, byatumye hari biri kuba aka kanya, cyangwa se byabaye mu kanya kashize, byatumye nyine aka kanya hari ibindi bintu turi gukora, byatumye yenda ugaragaza ko ibyo bintu wabishoje. Ibikorwa byabaye mu kanya gato kashize cyangwa se ibikorwa byabaye mu gihe cyashize bifitanye isano n'ubu. Urugero ukavuga ngo experience nabonye yatumye mbona akazi. When we are saying that action, for example, we can say the experience that I have gotten made me, helped me to get a job. Yamfashije kubona akazi. So it's action that happened today, but to get a job. But this experience that you got, it's in the present perfect. For example, you can say I have finished my work. So kanya ni kuvuga ngo you are free now because you have finished your work. Niyo mpamvu twakoresha hano I have, ni mu kanya gato kashize nashoje iki akazi kanjye. So dufite subject tugateranyaho have cyangwa has. Have ni igihe tutari kuri he cyangwa she cyangwa it, tugashyiraho past participle muri za zindi n'ubundi nagiye mbahereza. I hope you understand this. So ahangaha rero tugakomeza na present perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous hoho ibi gikorwa gikoreshwa iyo ari igikorwa cyatangiye mu gihe cyashize kigakomeza kugeza n'ubu. Gishobora kuba cyaratangiye mu gihe cyashize cyangwa se cyatangiye mu kanya gato kashize kugeza n'ubu ngubu icyo gikorwa kikiri kuba. Gishobora kuba cyarabaye mu gihe cyatambutse mu myaka 5, 6, 7 ariko na n'ubu kikaba kikiri kuba. Icyo gikorwa tuzakoresha present perfect continuous. N'icyo gikorwa cyaba cyabaye mu kanya gato kashize ariko aka kanya kikaba kikiri kuba, icyo gikorwa kiraza mu kuba kiri muri present perfect continuous. For example, I can say I have been studying English for 2 years. I have been studying English for 2 years. Nigaga icyongereza mu gihe nari nyikiga icyongereza mu gihe cy'imyaka 2. I don't know actually the way I can speak it well in Kinyarwanda, but I want to mean that for 2 years, all of those years till now I have been studying English. Nari ndi kwiga icyongereza mu gihe cy'imyaka 2 kugeza n'ubu ngo. That's it. So when it is a negative form, we take subject plus have or has, then we add there not been plus verb with ing form. Noneho tukaba turahakanya. I have not been studying. Ntabwo nari ndi kwiga. I have not or hasn't cyangwa haven't. Nibwo buryo tubaza. So hanga noneho twongera tukagira question ikaba ari he cyangwa has, he has cyangwa she has, cyangwa urugero biterwa na subject tugiye gukoresha aho ngaho. Niba ariyo tugiye kubazamo ikibazo tubanza have cyangwa has bitewe na subject, tugakurikizaho subject, tugakurikizaho been, tugakurikizaho verb ing form. For example, I can say have you been studying? Then you can answer I have been studying English for 2 years. Wari uri kwiga ukaba wasubiza noneho nari ndi kwiga mu gihe cy'imyaka ngaha 2. So that's the way we use this present perfect continuous. Ni igikorwa cyahereye mu gihe cyashize kera cyangwa cyahereye mu kanya gato katambutse ariko n'ubu kikaba kikiri kuba. This is a present perfect continuous where we take a subject plus verb to have and been plus verb with ing form, which is the main verb. Okay, that's how we do it. Let's go with the future now while we are approaching the end. So for future simple, we have subject plus will plus base verb. It's so easy. You take subject plus will plus verb and that's it. You can say I will call you tomorrow. She will call you tomorrow. They will call you tomorrow. Every subject you add their will plus main verb and that's it. So for here we can say when it comes to negative form, we will say subject plus will not, want, or will not. It's will not or want plus base verb. On all subjects, you can say I won't call you, we will not call you, or we won't call you, or they won't call you, or they will not call you. That's how you say no in a negative form, as a negative form in a future simple. So future simple ibi ni ibikorwa biba byizaba mu gihe kizaza, like a decision you say I will never do this again. For example, that's a decision you are taking, or it's a prediction. They will come tomorrow. They will come tomorrow. Or it's a promises. You are promising. You got promising. They will come tomorrow. Or you can say, I think they will come tomorrow. The thing is, so something that you are predicting, always they come in a future simple. Or if there is decision that you are taking, it comes in a simple. For example, if I say I'm going to, that's also a future simple. That's a one way of to say a future simple of something that you are sure of. Something that you are sure of, you say I'm going to. That you know that's going to happen. Ikindi cyose wizeye ko kigiye kuba n'ubundi bari future simple koresha I'm going to. It's something that you are not predicting. Nawe ikintu uri guteganya no ni ibintu wa planning, you say I'm going to. But that's also a future. But when it's something that you are predicting and you're not sure, maybe it's not going to happen, or it's a decision, or it's a promise, you are giving a promise. You use a future simple, I will. But when it's something that you planned and you know you're going to do it, you say, I'm going to. That's it. Okay, I hope you understand it well. I will. So for asking a question, you can ask will, then plus subject, plus base verb. I can ask, will you call me Usama Magala? That's a way to ask. So let's go with future continuous. Future continuous ni gikorwa kizaba mu gihe kizaza ariko kikazakomeza. So used for ongoing actions in the future. Every action that will take place in the future but what will take a long time and igikorwa kizaba mu gihe kizaza ariko kigafata igihe kinini, icyo gikorwa kiba kiri muri future continuous. Icyo gikorwa ubwo niho uzasanga nshobora kuvuga at 8 p.m. ndaza kuba ndi kwiga saa 2. I will be studying at 8 p.m. ndaza kuba ndi kwiga saa 2. Okay, noneho mu guhakana nzongeramo akajambo not be. Nzongeramo akajambo not. I will not be studying. I will not be studying at 8 p.m. So anga dufite ikibazo will hano iyo turi kubaza ikibazo ho dukoresha will tugateranyaho subject tugateranyaho verb to be tugateranyaho verb iriho ink. So anga ugomba kubyumva neza ko igikorwa icyo ari cyo cyose kizaba muri future, icyo gikorwa kikaba kizakomeza, that action will be in present in a future continuous. In a future continuous. So this is how we ask questions. This is how we say no in future continuous. Where we say, for example, I want to be studying or I will not be studying. That's an example. So for future perfect, ni igikorwa kizaba mu gihe kizaza ariko kikaba cyabaye completed imbere y'ikindi gikorwa kizaba mu gihe kizaza. For example, I will have finished my studies by next year. Mbere y'uko umwaka utaha ugera, that's another thing that is going to happen in the future, another future time, which is the next year. I will have finished my studies. Amasomo yanjye nzaba narayashoje. So to finish studies will happen before next year lectures. Kurangiza amasomo nyine bizarangira mbere y'uko umwaka utaha ugera. So you can see to the subject plus will have plus past participle. Nubwo buryo tubigenza muri future. I will have graduated by next year. Nzaba naragraduatinze mwaka utaha, nzaba narasoje. Okay, for example, you can say I will have known English, nzaba naramenya icyongereza before next year, mbere yo kumwaka utaha ugera. Cyangwa se ushobora kuvuga ngo I will have known English well by next year, nzaba naramenya icyongereza neza umwaka utaha ugeze. Umwaka utaha nugera nzaba naramenya icyongereza. Ushobora kuvuga before or by next year, cyangwa se umwaka utaha nugera. Okay, so here we have the way we say negative in negative form. We can say subject plus will not plus have, then plus past participle. Past participle murazibuka. So hanga twagira question ni uburyo ubaza aho ushobora kubaza ngo will plus subject plus have plus past participle. For example, I can ask, will you have finished? Uzaba warangije. That's in the future. Will you have finished? Uzaba wari warangije. Mbere y'uko igikorwa kizaba kigiye kuba. So this is used for actions that will be completed before another future time. Nuko nabivuze ni iki gikorwa kiba kiri kuvugwa mu gihe ikindi gikorwa kizaba mu gihe kizaza kizaba cyabanjirijwe n'ikindi gikorwa kizakibanziriza. Icyo gikorwa nicyo twita future perfect. I hope you understand this time well. So let's go with the last tense, which is the future perfect continuous. Future perfect continuous. ni igikorwa kizaba mu gihe kizaza ariko kikazaba cyaratangiye mbere 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 mbere. Byerekana igikorwa kizaba kimaze igihe kinini kugeza igihe kizagera muri future. For example, ushobora kuvuga ngo by 2026 I will have been teaching English for 5 years. Muri 2026 nzaba nigishaga icyongereza mu gihe cy'imyaka 5. Ubwo ni ukuvuga ngo ikigo cyo cyatangiye mbere gishobora no kuba n'ubundi kugikora, gishobora kuba cyanatangiye mu gihe cyashize, ahubwo ni ugaragaza igikorwa igihe cyabereye kugeza mu gihe kizaza. Okay, that's the way we mention a future perfect continuous. Ni igikorwa kiba cyarabaye na mbere cyangwa se kiri kuba n'ubu ariko kikazakomeza no kuba mu gihe kizaza, cyo nicyo gikorwa twita future perfect continuous. For example, another example I can say, for example, I will have been studying English when I go to look for a job. Nzaba nari ndi kwiga icyongereza kugeza igihe nzajya kurebera akazi. So until that point I will go to look for a job. Nzaba nari ndi kwiga icyongereza. So it doesn't matter when to take, ariko igihe kiri cyose uko cyatangiye mu gihe cyatambutse kikazageza muri future, that action is future perfect continuous. Okay, urugero mu gihe turi guhakana turavuga ngo subject plus will not have been, will not have been, plus verb iriho ing, twavuga ngo urugero I won't have been teaching. I won't have been teaching cyangwa se I will not have been teaching. As a question, we can say will you, for example, if the subject is you or he or she or it or they, have been, then verb with ing form, which is the main verb. Here we don't use has. For example, even if here, there may be she, okay, if here is she or he or it, here will be has been. Will he has been, will he has been, or you will has been, then continue. Okay, she will has been, she will have been dancing. We will have been dancing. For example, that's the way. So I have to make sure if here it's has for she or he. If we need either he or she, is it okay? We can say she will not have been, or it will not have been, it not has been, it not has been dancing. Okay, for for she and he and it, I will let you know exactly in the group how it is made. Please come and I will confirm it with you. I will confirm it with you here in the future perfect continuous. We use has or have. I'm going to confirm it with you when it is on he, she, or it. But actually, take this formula that is subject plus will plus have plus been a verb in. But I remember well it will have been without adding has, but I have to confirm and I will let you know. So actually, thank you so much for being here with me in this lesson. I hope it was really good for you. If you loved it, please let me know. And we can see here as overview table so that we can end this lesson. And I hope it will be helpful to you. So as we are ending, if you remember in the past simple, we have subject plus verb, which is in the past. In the past continuous, the subject plus was or well plus verb with ing form. When it comes to and this is a completed past actions that happen in the past. We have ongoing past action. It's action that happened in the past but took time to end. And also we have the past perfect, which is a subject plus had plus verb in past participle of the verb. Then it's action that took place before another action in the past. Then we have also here past perfect continuous, which is action that took place for some long time in the past before another action took place or before anything else that happened. Before anything else happened. So present simple, it's a subject plus verb, which is the main verb, or base form, which is for example I work. So you can see it here. Here we have a present continuous. It's action that is happening now. We conjugate verb to be plus verb with ing. Then present perfect, it's we conjugate a verb to have plus past participle. which is the action that is connected to the present, past action that is connected to the present. Yeah, any action that happened in the past that has some effect to the present, it is in present perfect. When it is present perfect continuous, we take a subject plus have or has been plus verb with ing. So that's how we do it. And this is a dilation continuing to now. That's something that happened even in the past, but it's still happening now. That is in present perfect continuous. But when it is in the future, it is a subject plus will plus bears verb. For example, I will work. It's an action that will happen in the future, and it's a promise of decision that I'm taking. I will work. Okay. So here we have also future continuous action that will take place that will be taking place in the future for a long time. Ongoing a future action, that's action that will take place that will be ongoing in the future. So we have also future perfect, which is action that will be finished before another future time, which is the subject plus will have plus past participle. So we don't use will has, we just use will have. That's it. Let's go with this one. It's a will have. And as well also here on the future perfect continuous, please go with this one. Subject plus will have been. Go with this one. Will have been plus verb with ing. I will have been working. That means in the future, before a certain point, you will have been doing some other thing before you have been doing something before that time will reach. So that's how we can reverse these actions or these tenses. I hope it was really helpful. So let us do this simple exercise, our practice practice exercise, where here I can say I will study English yesterday. Isn't it? That's not true because here we have yesterday. So if it is yesterday, which are we going to use here? Which tense are we going to use here? Yesterday showed it's the day before this day. It's day before today. Numunsi wejo washize. Niyo mpamvu tuzakoresha hano past kugikorwa cyarangiye. I studied English yesterday. I studied. Here when she called, noneho ngaha igikorwa cyabaye mu gihe cyatambutse yarahamagaye ariko hari igikorwa cyari cyabaye mbere. Igikorwa kizaba ari ikihe? Kizaba ari past perfect. Niyo mpamvu nzavuga ngo I had studied when she called. I had studied. Oh no, kuko igihe yahamagaraga ntabwo tuvuga ko igikorwa cyari cyarangiye. Nari nize igihe yahamagaraga igihe nari nyiri kwiga. Ahubwo birashoboka ko turi kuvuga ngo yamamagaye igihe nari ndi kwiga. When she called, nari ndi kwiga igihe yahamagaraga. You can say I was studying when she called. Byakunda igihe yahamagaraga nari ndi kwiga. That's one example. Let's see if that's true. Let's see if that's true. We have here answers. Let's see if we're understanding well. I studied. Then another is I was studying. Seriously, that's true. Nari ndi kwiga igihe yahamagaraga. Then here we have also I've finished my assignments. Have, what if they have? Okay. Actually, niba dufite have n'ubundi biraba I have finished my assignment. I have finished my assignment. Nasoje umukoro wanjye. That's true. I have finished my assignment. I have finished my assignments. Nibyo? Yes, I have finished my assignment. Good. None reka turebe ahandi dufite studying for 2 hours. Twabonye ko mu gihe twerekana igihe igikorwa cyabereye bishobora kuba muri future, bishobora kuba muri past, ariko igihe tumenya ko ari perfect. Tumenya ko ari perfect. Ubwo ahangaha turi kuvuga ngo nzaba nari ndi kwiga mu gihe cy'amasaha 2 cyangwa se nari ndi kwiga mu gihe cy'amasaha 2. Tushobora kuvuga urugero I have been studying for 2 hours. Nari ndi kwiga mu gihe I have been studying for 2 hours. Nari ndi kwiga mu gihe cy'amasaha 2 cyangwa se I have been studying for 2 hours. Nshobora no kuvuga ngo I had been studying for 2 hours mu gihe cyatambutse, mu gihe nazi exact time that they are saying. Nshobora no kuba mu gihe cyatambutse ariko kigomba kuba ari perfect continuous. Nshobora no kuba mu gihe kizaza nkavuga ngo I will have been studying for 2 hours. Nabyo birashoboka. ni muri izo eshatu ugomba gutekerezamo. Will have been or had been. Have been studying, present perfect continuous, that's okay, ariko n'ibindi bihe byaba ari byo. So ahangaha reka turebe aha gatanu, I study every morning. It's actually present simple, you see, kubera ko ni igikorwa gikunze kubaho bya buri munsi, like a habit. I study every morning, nta kindi dushyiraho, ni study gusa, study gusa, study gusa, it's a present simple. Noneho tukareba ikindi kibazo dufite aha, dufite okay, learning English now. Okay, kubera kari aka kanya birumvikana igikorwa kiri kuba, turavuga I am learning English now. Igikorwa kiri kuba aka kanya, temporarily biraba I'm learning English, present continuous. 6th turaza hano twongere turebe kuri 7 nakuvuga ngo study for 3 years, study for 3 years. Bishobora kuba future continuous, future perfect continuous, bishobora kuba present perfect continuous, cyangwa se past perfect continuous. Okay, ucakuvuga ngo I had been studying for 3 years, nari ndi kwiga nize imyaka igera muri 3, cyangwa se I have been studying for 3 years, nari ndi kwiga igihe ku myaka 3, n'uyu munsi ngo baravuga ko nyiri kwiga. You understand this? Cyangwa se mu gihe kizaza ngavuga ngo nzaba ndi kwiga kugera igihe kizaza. So it's the still 3. There are 3 options. Ari uburyo butatu, yaba past perfect continuous, present perfect continuous, cyangwa future perfect continuous, kuko zose zigaragaza duration biterwa n'igihe hano bakubwiye. Ubwo rugira ngaha turavuga ngo I will be studying. Okay, hano twavuze, let's see what is it. Let's see, for I will be studying, we have 7. Let's see 7, have studied. I have studied for 3 years. Let's see the reason they say this one. I have studied for 3 years. Actually, it may happen niba iki gikorwa cyararangiye. We don't know if this action cyararangiye bikarangira, ariko mu gihe wenda hari ibindi ushobora kuba washyira inyuma uvuga ati wenda mbere y'uko ikindi gikorwa kiba, igikorwa cyarabaye kirangira, that's the reason, that's the thing. Ariko ntabwo nzi ubungubu niba yarashoje, niyo mpamvu nari nakoresheje iriya present perfect continuous, ariko mu gihe igikorwa cyarangiye, iyo myaka 3 ikaba yarangiye, akaba yarize, ubwo twakoresha I have studied for 3 years niba byararangiye. That's the tense we can use there. Study tomorrow, that's it, I will study tomorrow. Actually nuko twavuga ahangaha, I will be studying at 9, okay, at 9 p.m. I will have been studying at, let's see if that's true. I will be studying at that time, I will study this. Okay, icumi, katulebe icumi bari kuvuga ngo I will have finished by next week. Okay, ku cya 9 dufite will be studying. Ku cya 9, let's see, will be studying actually at 9 saa 3 ndabanza kuba ndi kwiga. Okay, that's it. Kwa ko baguhaye the guidance y'igihe igikorwa kiba kiri buze kubera, sometimes it may happen ushobora kuyishyira mu bihe bitandukanye kandi kigagunda kikavugika neza, but this is true. So tufite hano urugero kuri 11 dufite, that's true, will have been studying for 5 years by 2026. Yes, I can say I will have been studying for 5 years by 2026. Nibyo naho kibazo rwose urashyira will have been, ubundi bibe birabaye rwose, will have been studying. So icyo rero nifuza ko mugerageza kuvuga izi nteruro, ukagerageza kuzivuga ukumva uko zivugika. What were you doing yesterday at 8 p.m. ukagerageza no ukakoresha tenses nziza cyane. What were you doing yesterday at? What were you doing yesterday at 8 p.m.? Okay, before this time happens, you can answer this at 8 p.m. What were you doing yesterday at 8 p.m.? So I want you to answer these questions. For example, speaking what we were doing yesterday at 8 p.m. with correct tense. Niba turi kubaza ikibazo ni icyo wakoraga ejo hashize saa 2, bavuga icyo wakoraga. I was, then usubiza icyo wakoraga. How long have you been learning English? So kuvuga ngo I have been learning English for, ukavuga igihe wigaga icyongereza, igihe umaze wiga icyongereza kugeza n'uyu munsi. What will you be doing tomorrow morning? Icyo uzaba uri gukora ejo hazaza, ejo mu gitondo ukavuga icyo uzaba uri gukora. Ubwo nacyo urumva iyo wakoresheje akenshi muri tense, iyo tense ni nayo usubizamo iyo uri gusubiza ikibazo. Okay, ahangaha ukabaza ngo when will you have finished your project? Ntabwo nujya gusubiza muri future, uraza gukoresha n'ubundi tense ahangaha bakoresheje. So tips naguha mu gihe uri gukora zino tense nuko ugomba kuba wamenya igihe igikorwa kizabera, cyabereye cyangwa igihe cyatangiriye cyangwa igihe cyamaze, niba niba kikiri kuba, ibyo bikabagufasha mu kugira ngo ukoreshe zino tenses. Ikindi no kwimenyereza gukoresha zino tenses mu buzima bwa buri munsi. Just try to practice them always, try to use them always, try to talk about different actions that had happened cyangwa they are happening or that will happen in the future using those tenses. Don't just memorize, understand them, understand when they are used, why they are used, and why each tense is being used in that way, because that's the best way for you. That will help you to understand this heart of English. Uyu mutima w'icyongereza niho bizagufasha kugira ngo wumve. So English tenses are like a clock. Every word shows when something happens. Tenses rero nizo zigaragaza igihe igikorwa cyabereye, nazo zigaragaza amasaha cyangwa igihe ibikorwa byabereye. So niba wakunze iri somo, please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel and don't miss other videos that we're about to give you in the future, because we're going to give you more and more videos like this that will help you improve your English language and also be able to speak fluently with a confidence and without worry about if they are going to listen to words that you taught to them, because you will have spoken it in a very good way. So if you don't have my number, please text me on WhatsApp. Ni kuri 0789801998 winjira muri groupe cyangwa se n'ubundi mufasha bugiye butandukanye bwagufasha kugira ngo wumve kandi umenye ururimi rw'icyongereza neza cyane. So ndabakunda cyane. Let's meet next time. Bye bye.